Colby, congrats on getting in. Just starting off, just Oklahoma State. What do you know? What are you looking at with them?
We don't actually know too much. We've not played them in a long time, maybe 9 years, something like that, 10 years. Even though they're close. So obviously they're good, won a bunch of games. So yeah, we'll have to go back, watch some video and get prepared they're pretty good.
And obviously, you mentioned they're good. They're coming from the Big 12, obviously a good conference. Just in facing against Big 12 teams in the past this season and also in the past. But what do you see out of Big 12 teams? What makes the Big 12 a difficult conference to play in?
Yeah, I mean they're it's Power 5 athletes, Power 4 coaches, and I mean they'll be used to all this, right? And so obviously like anybody in the NCAA tournament, you play in the NCAA tournament, you're playing someone who's really good. Either they earned their way or won a conference tournament. So we don't get too you know high or low with like matchups and stuff. We just hey, we know we're gonna play good teams, one team at a time. Try to prepare for a good Oklahoma State team.
And then just getting that home field advantage. You don't have to travel. Just how much of an advantage is that just to be able to sleep in your own beds before the night before the game?
Yeah, I mean we're good on the road too, but I mean when you're playing in front of our fans, I mean that's worth a goal or two, right? And I don't know that anyone was excited like for the at Arkansas trip. They know how difficult of a place this is to play, and so we're excited to be home in front of our fans. That makes a big difference for us.
So I've got thank you.
Dudley.
Obviously, the goal is to go out and win every ball game, but talk a little bit about maybe getting some motivation from the way the SEC ended and kind of taking that into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I mean, we said the stats say we played well enough to win. The GPS says we played hard enough to win. We didn't win, right? And so we'll just clean up a few things. Soccer is kind of a funny game, right? We'll clean up a few things. We have to work on a few things in both boxes, maybe sets. But we feel like we played hard and well, right? And so there's not really like a overhaul or anything. It's just, hey, we need to fine tune some stuff.
And just talk about the SEC overall. What do you thought out of who have got in the tournament and their opportunities?
I'd have to look at it. I think 10 SEC teams got in, right? Which I think is the
Mhm.
most. So yeah, I mean, it's one of the best conferences, if not the best conference in the country. We'll feel prepared for just about anything. And looking forward to the NCAA tournament. It always feels different when you get to this time of year.
Appreciate it.
Pretty obviously, you get to host another NCAA tournament game. Get a Big 12 opponent in as well. Just can you speak to the excitement that you guys have just to get things started.
Yeah, obviously we're really excited. The tournament didn't go as well as we would have wanted it to last year, so I think everyone's just really motivated and really excited.
And just speaking on Oklahoma State, do you know anything about them yet? So I know you guys are going to do some video later on. Just what do you know about Oklahoma State?
I know we'll obviously do some film. I think they're honestly a team we haven't really kept up with, so I think it will be interesting to like scout them and kind of figure out what they do and what we need to do.
Then just obviously with them being in the Big 12, you've played against Big 12 teams this season and in the past. Just is there anything interesting about how Big 12 teams play? Is there anything stylistically that's a little bit different than SEC teams? Or how does that kind of work?
I just think no one is like the SEC, so I think every time we play, people kind of don't really know what to expect. So I think that's kind of exciting. So
That's all I've got. If anybody else has anything.
Jacob, Dudley, got questions?
Yes, just talk a little bit about the excitement of being in the tournament and maybe a fresh start after that loss at the SEC tournament.
yeah, I think coming off of a loss, honestly, it's really unfortunate. It does suck, but I think that's going to fuel us. And I think whenever we lose, we come back 10 times stronger. So,
And talk about playing at home. It's obviously a great way to start things.
yeah, the atmosphere here at home is insane. It helps us win games more than like we give credit to that. And so, I mean, I think it'll be huge. And if we can keep winning and playing at home, it'll be great for us.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of the same question I asked, started with Avery. Just being back in the tournament, obviously being at home, just speak to the excitement about just getting started.
Yeah, I'm super excited. As you guys know, it's my last NCAA tournament ever, so I'm a little more hungry, and we have a lot more seniors on the team than previous years. So I think we're all just really driven and really motivated, and we're all super happy to get a home game and hopefully get 3 home games actually.
And speaking on, obviously playing against Oklahoma State, Big 12 team coming in. Not sure how many other seeded teams are playing against power conference teams, but do you know anything about Oklahoma State and just speak to the matchup?
I don't know too much about them. Honestly, I haven't watched too much of the Big 12. I do have an old teammate on that team, but that's about as far as I go on my knowledge of them.
And I also asked Avery this question, but you've played against Big 12 teams this season and in the past, I'm sure. Just is there anything stylistically that doesn't necessarily line up with other SEC teams that you see from Big 12 teams, or what do you kind of see in the conference in general?
From previous Big 12 teams that we've played, I don't think they play as like high of a press as we do. So we might be able to get on the ball a little bit more. And I think they tend to try and keep the ball on the ground a little more. But hopefully our press will just break that down and force them to go big.
That's all I've got. Thank you.
Dudley.
Obviously, y'all have scored a lot this season, as much as anybody in the country. What's been the success? What's been the attributes that allowed y'all to do that?
Yeah, I think just the depth on the team and obviously the recruiting from the coaches. They recruited great athletes, but really good soccer players too. And everyone on the team is very capable, and everyone does their role very well. And I think that attributes to all the goals we've scored.
And individually, talk about how well you've performed and just how you want to cap it off with a great tournament.
Yeah, I'd obviously like to end my career winning the national championship. That would be a really cool way to go out. And when I got here, I told Colby I wanted to lead the program better than I found it. So that would be a really good way of doing so. And in my individual career here, the coaches and the team and the players have just helped me so much and helped me grow a lot.
Also, the opportunity to play at home, maybe a few games. Talk about how important that is to you.
Yeah, it's super important. Our home fans are incredible. And obviously I don't take it lightly and I don't take it for granted that I get an extra home game. I think that's really awesome and special that a lot of people don't get to get.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any more questions for Tank?